Okay, so now we can segue into the establishment of railroads. The Erie Railroad through here began to operate in the 1840s,
1841.
41, and within a very short time, there were trains that could very quickly get milk into the New York market, Brooklyn and New York City, and so forth. And this was important because from the mid 19th century, from the 1840s and 50s, we're seeing a huge growth in the immigrant population coming into our area, coming into New York City and Brooklyn and so forth. And these people were mainly coming from parts of Europe that dairy products were an important part of their diet. And they wanted milk, they wanted butter, they wanted cheese. And now with railroads, we could get all of that down into the city and meet that explosive growth in population demanding dairy products.
And how explosive? Just as an example, the first the first shipment of milk to New York City was 300 quarts in the spring of 1842. And by the end of the decade, I think they were shipping 3 million quarts a year.
3 million quarts. And you would also see the establishment of creameries. Now, Minard Sutton, who was a Sugar Loaf resident, was one of the first in Orange County to establish a creamery. Now, railroads take a lot of capital to build, and it's amazing how many of the farmers got together and pooled some of their capital and built railroads. I mean, the Warwick Valley Railroad that came through here and connected with the Erie in Gray Court, a hamlet just to the north of us here. That railroad was built initially with capital mainly from prosperous local farmers contributing money to get that railroad going. And because they knew that the potential there was tremendous. They had vision, and they were able to cooperate and work together to make that railroad happen and make it connect with the Erie. And the Erie, of course, was the major railroad that came through here. It connected the New York area with Lake Erie.
And that also gave them a reliable transportation because they could transport reliably year-round. Because you recall in the spring, before roads were paved, they were basically impassable mud mires. It just, so the railroads allowed people to continue communicating, moving, and commerce year-round.
And so farmers prospered. So you see many of the houses around here, those large houses, they were built in that period. They transformed their little log cabins, 2 and 4 room log cabins, into lovely country homes, very nice homes and large barns and so forth. And of course, the refrigerated car was invented, so you could actually keep your perishable products in these cars, preserve them on their trips to the markets south of us in the urban areas.